This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 643. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus the return of the feature Into an Interview, where we talk to personal trainer and fitness expert SHAY DE SILVA. And we'll also find out about a little product that I've talked about on the show that's had a bad recall. Mike's Daily Podcast. And yesterday we had the entire last place on earth take a fall. Mike's Daily Podcast. When Floyd the Floor Man lifted it up with his synthetic fishing line muscle mustache. One of my favorite Tom Hanks movies is called Splash. And I think that movie, Crocodile Dundee, was pretty good, when it came out. It was kind of funny. But I'm noticing a lot of people wearing Crocodile Dundee hats. Mike's Daily Podcast. Here in the Bay Area. When it gets a little sunny outside, young and old wear them. Mike's. And those hats are what? Daily. 30 years old now. Podcast. And people are still wearing them. Yeah! You look like you want to open up a Foster's, mate, and divorce your wife and marry your co-star. It seems like that's what people want to do here in the Bay Area. It just does not look good. I know maybe, okay, Mike, you know what? It's blocking out harmful UV rays. But at the same time, you look ridiculous. Why don't you wear some, big, brimmed, sombrero, some kind of classy hat. Something that's got some character. That's all I'm suggesting. And then something else I've noticed is that why is every comedic actor now basically imitating any of the actors that were on the TV show The Office? You know that style of comedic acting? Like the entire cast of Park and Recreation is doing right now. They're just imitating all the characters from The Office. Which I guess all the characters from The Office were imitating all the characters from all of Christopher Guest's movies, including Best in Show and Waiting for Guffman. I'd like to see comedic actors try something different. Pull something new out of their comedic hats. Their sombreros, if you will. Their Crocodile Dundee hats. Ugh, I hate those. Oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Benita's wearing her favorite Crocodile Dundee hat on today. Do you like it?
Yeah, it looks okay on her. It gives me hat hair. And there, I have no problem with. I have no problems with that because I don't have hair. You look so happy today, Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
Do I? It's because the band Mumford & Sons has added me as a new member.
Really? What instrument are you going to play?
I'm going to be the guy that holds the miner's lantern.
Like a Coleman lantern?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be holding that on stage.
So you're not really playing an instrument?
Holding a miner's lantern is a very viable part of a band like Mumford & Sons.
You couldn't play the drums or anything?
Have you seen the drum player? It's like the lead singer. He kicks this kick drum. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, what root beer did you make for us today?
I made a I will wait for you root beer.
Ah, in honor of Mumford & Sons, huh?
No, I'm waiting for Benita to give me her Crocodile Dundee hat.
You can have it, Brewmaster. It makes me look like an old lady. I gotta go, bye, oh, bye. I love cowboy hats best. Well, that's interesting. There's this other bit of accessory other than Crocodile Dundee hats that some people use when they go out for a walk or hiking or what have you. And that is, and by the way, I'm not going to drink any of that root beer, Brewmaster.
I know.
There is a thing called a Fitbit, which I often use. You're supposed to put it on your wrist, or you can have it in your pocket, in your shorts pocket when you're walking or running. But Fitbit, according to Fox8.com, has voluntarily recalled its Fitbit Force activity tracker. The Force is a wristband that displays the number of steps a user takes, along with calories burned and other facts, and it links up to a website that you can go to and check. Oh, it also checks how long you sleep and all that. And in fact, one time on Mike's Daily Podcast, I lost my Fitbit. I used to have it. Well, they also say you can attach it to the rim of your pants around the waist. And I was walking my dog, Basil the boxer, and when I got done with the walk, I realized it was gone. It had fallen off my waist. So I had to go and walk the entire 3-mile route again, trying to find the Fitbit, and I couldn't find it. And I emailed Fitbit about it, and they went ahead and sent me not 1, but 2 new Fitbits. So that was really nice of them. But according to them, it began selling the tracker last year, and recently users have reported skin irritation. The cause is likely allergic contact dermatitis from the stainless steel part of the tracker or other materials in the strap. The company said it's offering a refund directly to consumers for full retail price. The pedometer costs about $130. Oh, mine cost $100. It was a more cheaply made pedometer, I guess.
Wow, Mark, that's really fantastic. I think we need to wrap this up because the computer is acting really weird.
Yeah, the computer we do this show on, it has shut down on me inexplicably for no reason. So let's wrap this up and get to the interview. And by the way, you can email me your comments on Crocodile Dundee hats, comedians that imitate basically whatever anybody did on The Office, Waiting for Guffman, or Best in Show, and or Spinal Tap even. Email me your comments, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. There is also the website, MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go there, click on the iTunes link, and you can subscribe to the show in iTunes. Rate and comment on the show. More people find out about us if you do that. There's also a link to where to find us on Facebook and the Facebook page. And if you like the Facebook page, when I post a new show, share that with your friends so that more people find out about us. There's also links to where to find us on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, YouTube, Yelp. We're on Twitter. And there's also the Amazon deal of the day at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. If you click on that and buy something, we get a little bit of support from Amazon through that. It's one of those one hand washes the other type deals that makes America such a wonderful country. So you can find that at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com along with the blog and the daily podcast picture.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Hello, Shay De Silva?
Hi, Mike.
It's Mike. Mike's Daily
How are
Podcast.
you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Shall we record?
Yep, I'm all ready.
Let's interview.
Great.
I'm interviewing you now. How does it feel?
Fantastic.
Completely painless. Shay De Silva, I am amazed by you. I've read up on you. I heard that when you were a kid, you used to come up with exercises.
I did. I was clearly the coolest kid in my class.
And the fittest kid. I'm just thinking if I was your parent going, why don't you go do some jumping jacks? Oh, you're already doing jumping jacks. Never mind. Go eat a chocolate cake. Gosh, you're working out too much. What the?
Yeah, I don't know if they actually counted as working out. We would walk around the kitchen table, do a few jumping jacks. So at the time, it felt like a workout, but looking back, I'm not so sure it qualified.
You were burning calories.
That's true. Better than eating that chocolate cake.
Yeah. And it got you all set and ready for your life, which would involve fitness. And this website, fastfitnesstogo.com. Tell me a little bit about that, Shay De Silva.
Well, it actually wasn't my first career. I went to school for business and did consulting work for several years and just really struggled to keep up with my exercise routine. It was, walking around the table and doing jumping jacks wasn't enough anymore. And when you're constantly jet lagged and in a hotel room, sometimes the YouTube videos just don't cut it. So I decided I would make my own program for people who were too busy to go to the gym. So Fast Fitness to Go is exactly that. It's a website that has lots of videos that are less than 25 minutes. They're full body workouts, no weights, no equipment, you don't need a ton of space. So the idea is that they really can be done wherever you are. So if your kids are napping and you have just a short time to get in a workout, you can. If you're jet lagged in a hotel room at 3 a.m, you can get up and do your workout.
I think that's amazing because, first off, I hate exercises that require a lot of space. First, because you sometimes you don't got that much room. The house is a mess. You've only got a little space of carpet that isn't a mess yet. And you can just And then weights, people buy weights and then they never use them. They'll use them a couple times and then they end up in the garage and then they get sold at garage sales, but they never get sold to me, Shay De Silva. I can never find a good deal on weights. It annoys me.
Well, now you don't need weights.
I don't.
It's just nice to know that you don't need anything. It was always one of my biggest pet peeves when I would go online, I'd find a workout video, I'd say, yes, this is great, I can do it. And all of a sudden, 10 minutes into the video, here comes the weights, here comes the sandbag, here comes the jump rope. And then it's, back to square one, I don't have all this stuff.
If I may invoke a name of a very famous fitness trend, CrossFit. Mm-hmm. You walk into a CrossFit, there's 80 billion things. There's tires, there's weights, there's jump ropes, and then bars and everything else. They seem to have a lot going on. And then you walk into, your 24-hour fitnesses, and there's so many machines and things. And I don't like that feeling of being on a machine. Here's my weird thinking, Shay, if I may share it with you, is...
I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so I live not that far from San Francisco, and what I like to do sometimes is take the BART from Castro Valley, California, into San Francisco, the little public transportation train thing, and there's a place called Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, and it's really popular down in Southern California, but here in the Bay Area we only have it in San Francisco, and I always get my Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf drink. And as I walk out, I look, and there's like a 24-hour fitness there. It must be super expensive to work out at this one because it's right in the middle of the city. And I see these people with their bicycling and they're walking, and I'm thinking, they're all that energy they're exerting, we should be harnessing that. The way they're bicycling and stuff, we should be using that to power San Francisco. But instead, it's doing nothing. They're just... I just feel it's a waste of energy. That's one.
It's so funny that you say that because a gym just opened up in Washington, D.C., where I am, and I haven't gone to check it out yet, but I read an article where that's what they're doing. They're using the energy from the treadmills and the bicycles not to power the whole city, but to power, I believe, their own gym. So it might be in San Francisco soon.
Whoa. And then when you say working out in Washington, D.C., I think of that Coen Brothers movie with Brad Pitt and Burn After Reading, Frances McDormand.
Oh, yeah.
That was a trip.
Yes, that was a good movie.
and then the hairstyle that Brad Pitt, the big comb up straight thing, he looked like a racer head. It was strange. But you've got these great ideas for workouts now. Let's say, a lot of people are watching the Olympics right now, and they're sitting there, and they're eating chips or cookies or whatever, ribs. I'm making myself hungry. Maybe even a nice bowl of cereal. And they're watching the Olympics. What could they be doing to work out and burn a couple calories? Maybe not as much as the people that they're watching burning calories on screen, but what can they do in front of the TV?
There are so many exercises that you can do while you're watching TV. You can do the good old jumping jacks that we talked about earlier.
Like how many? How many would be a good amount to do?
25 to 50, depending on how much energy you have and how sweaty you're willing to get. But even if you get up and do 10, that's better than none.
Right.
But let's say you don't even want to get off the couch. Let's say you're laying on the couch and you're not getting up for anything. If you roll on your side, you can do leg lifts. So stack your hips on top of each other, lift your top leg as high as you can, do about 20 of those, and then flip to the other side and do the same thing. So you don't even need to get up. Same thing, if you're on your back, you can do crunches. So just put your hands behind your head, lift your shoulder blades up a little bit. Again, 15 or 20. You know, you don't want to get too sweaty if you're on your couch. That's kind of gross, but you're still doing something. You're burning some calories, at least balancing out a few of those chips you might be eating.
What's better, a crunch or a sit-up?
I say a crunch mostly because a lot of people have back issues, and sit-ups can hurt your back. And crunches aren't the best ab exercise. If you really want my favorite ab exercise, it's a plank.
I
and you
hate
could actually
those.
even do that on your couch.
Is that where you're holding yourself up by just your elbows or something?
Yes, so you can do it on your hands or you can do it on your elbows. And you can do either option right on your couch.
So how would you do that? You would just turn around on your belly?
Yeah, you just turn so you're on your belly, and then you want to keep your back straight and pull your belly button in. So pretend you're trying to make your belly button go in all the way to your spine, and then hold it for as long as you can, either on your forearms or pressed up onto your hands, almost like a high push-up.
But if you do it as long as you can, then if you get really good at it, you could be there for days.
You could, but I have yet to see anyone who can do it for more. I mean, if you get to a minute, that's pretty good.
All right, I might try a plank. I tried those a couple times, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But you feel it. It gets strenuous there.
Well, you can make it fun. You can keep a little running tally of how long you do your plank. So maybe you do 5 seconds today, 8 seconds tomorrow, and before you know it, you'll be at a minute.
Now, I was watching I used to watch The Biggest Loser a lot. And once again, that show does a lot of stuff in the gym where they're on the walking machines and using the weights and everything. But they did do one thing that I really liked, and that was they had the losing team. They had some kind of thing where they drew straws, and the losing team had to sit in a room with nothing but a TV. And, there was a big table of snacks behind them, right? So they had to fight the urge from eating the snacks. I think it was a year ago around the Super Bowl.
I think I saw that episode. That sounds really familiar.
And they had cards. They had, like, games they could play, but they basically could not leave this room. And Bob Harper walks in, and he goes, okay, well, you guys are not done yet. And he brought out he grabbed the deck of cards, and he goes, okay, each one of these cards means a different thing. Like, the king means, like, push-ups. The queen means that. So, like, they would, spades and hearts. Each card meant a different workout. So every time he pulled out a deck of card or one of the cards, they would do a different workout. It kind of dictated what their different, and they didn't have any machines in there. They did it all like the way you're saying, and they ended up winning that week. They lost the most amount of weight that week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's fantastic. And that's a great workout that you can do, again, while you're traveling or while you're watching TV. You can assign an exercise to each suit, and if you pull it, then you do that exercise, and it mixes it up. It keeps it a little fun.
That's what it was, an exercise for each suit. Yes.
And then you do, if you pull a 4 of that suit, you do 4 of that exercise. If you pull a 5, you do 5.
Brilliant. Okay, so you also do videos for different workout exercises? I saw the E-How one that you had.
So I actually forgot I had done those for E-How, but the ones that I film that are on my website they're all filmed outside. So that was another issue I had with workout videos, is I hated having to look at a gym wall. So whenever I travel, I film videos. So I try to do fun locations. Some are in Washington, D.C., but if I'm on vacation, I've filmed on the beach in Costa Rica. I have filmed in Buenos Aires. So just something that people have something entertaining to sort of watch other than a white wall or a gym background. And they're all full-body workouts, so they're a mix of cardio, upper body, lower body, abs, and 20 to 25 minutes. So you don't need a lot of time. So many people get overwhelmed thinking they need to exercise for an hour every day, but you really don't need to be doing that much to get in shape.
Just a little is helpful? And that
It's actually more than helpful. They've done quite a few studies showing that if you work out for more than an hour, your body can actually do more harm than good because it gets stressed. And so when your body gets stressed, it tends to hold on to fat instead of burn it.
Whoa.
So it's possible to do long workouts. I mean, if you're an elite athlete and you're working with a coach and they're monitoring everything you're doing and everything you're eating, you can do it. But for the average person, you're really not doing yourself any favors by working out that long.
How's running in place? Does that do anything?
It's better than not doing anything. I wouldn't say it's my favorite exercise, but if your option is running in place and sitting on the couch, then running in place is the way to go.
What about burpees?
Oh, I love burpees. Burpees, if you're going to do one exercise, burpees are great. It works your abs, it works your legs, it works your arms, it gets your heart rate up. And you can do modified burpees. So it's a tough exercise, but let's say you can't do the jumping. You can put your hands on the ground, step one foot out, step the other foot out, step your feet back in, and stand up. So it doesn't need to be challenging. And then as you advance, you can obviously do the jumping versions. Jump your feet out, jump your feet in, jump straight up.
So a typical burpee, the way I've seen it is you're standing up straight, and then you get down and do a push-up, and then jump back up, and then clap?
Yep. Exactly.
All right.
You'll definitely get sweaty doing that one.
Well, that's one thing I liked about when I did watch The Biggest Loser, and it always seemed to come from Bob Harper. He said something to the effect of, I think you need to, if you can't make it to a gym, do something you like if you like to hike or swim, or just make the workout something enjoyable. But the gym can be just such a like who wants to look at a gym wall?
Right, and sometimes you'll get to the gym and it's packed with people and you can't even get on the machine you want. You have to wait in line. And right, so make it fun. Do something you like. If you like to hike, go hiking. Music is also good. So let's say you can't get out and do a workout and you're stuck running in place in your tiny apartment. Make yourself a playlist with your favorite songs to listen to. So something that makes you look forward to exercise at least a little bit.
And making I almost said making music videos, making the exercise videos. Have you worked out a way to do it? I mean, what are you? Does it bother you to have a camera pointing at you? Are you all comfortable with it now? Was it kind of weird in the beginning for you?
Yes, it was very weird in the beginning. It's one of those things that I don't know that anyone likes how they look or sound on a video, and I know I certainly didn't, but it's one of those things where the first couple that I put out, I was really nervous, and then when people did them and they said, oh, it was great, I liked it, I just sort of got it in my head that it was all in my head that it was such a big deal.
Right.
So, yeah, it definitely takes some getting used to, but I got there.
This is an audio podcast, so I don't have to deal with the video part, but I did do some little videos for YouTube for the podcast, and I would always have my dog sitting next to me. So, if people got tired of looking at me, they could look at the dog, is what I thought.
I'm sure no one got tired of looking at you. But even audio is tough. You still have to do the playback and listen to yourself, which I never really liked that part either.
What? I love my voice.
I love your voice too, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't always like mine.
Your voice sounds great.
Well, thank you. And that's another thing that I wanted to mention about the videos that I do is I don't put music in them so that people can play whatever music they like.
Oh, that's smart.
There really is nothing worse than working out and having to listen to music you hate.
Oh gosh, see? And so I did go into a CrossFit place before, and they were playing this horrid music. And I'm like, I'm not gonna, I could never work out here.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. If you want to work out there, you're stuck listening to it.
Well, I want to tell you, Shay, I have a huge music library. and I put it on shuffle, and it makes it really interesting because, I mean, you'll have everything from the Everly Brothers to Kanye West pop up. And I love listening to these because different songs will all of a sudden, like maybe you weren't expecting that song to get you all excited about working out. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, this song by Neil Diamond makes me want to work out. That's weird. Anyway.
Right, exactly. And it's nice to be surprised when you put it on shuffle. You don't know what's coming up next. Just like you said, it's kind of fun.
You said, I think on your website, that you make it very simple in your videos so that like you won't have to go back and go, oh, what was she doing? What was that? Because that's something that annoys me. I subscribe to men's. Oh, I hear a Washington, D.C. ambulance go by.
I know. I live right next to the firehouse, and it is, even with all the doors and windows completely shut, it's kind of loud. So sorry about that.
No problem. We have them here too, but you've got the cold weather right now.
You know, this week is nice. It was 60 degrees today.
Wonderful. Well, that's what it is here.
Well, look at that. It's like we're neighbors.
Only we have a whole country in between us, but
I know.
That's cool. So, what was I saying about the thing with the thing?
Making it easy so you don't have to go back and figure out.
Yeah, because I subscribe to Men's Health magazine, and they put little things in there about, okay, here's a good workout to do. And I always forget what it is. Like, I'll have to go and look at I need the magazine in front of me in order to know what the workout is. And I always have to go back to it. So you say you make it pretty simple?
Well, just by showing the whole workout. So one, the moves, for the most part, aren't very complicated. But another issue that I would always have when I would go on YouTube is they'll show you the exercise. Let's say they're showing you burpees. They show you 2 burpees, and then they say, okay, keep going and do 15. And then they'll show you a push-up, and then they'll say do 9 push-ups or 10 push-ups. So you have to press pause, finish what they told you to do, remember what they were doing, then press play again and do the next part. And I personally would just always get frustrated with that. I would just want to see the whole workout, walk me through it step by step.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do.
That's brilliant. I once wrote down a long list of exercises that I was going to do, and I kept having to go back. Okay, what am I doing next? I'm doing pull-ups. Okay. And then I was supposed to do a circuit where you go back and you do like 3 more of each one, or you go back 3 times, and I'd be like, okay, what was I should know this by now. And then that would get me all frustrated. And I think working out, I agree with you, the less frustration trying to remember these things, the better. The fact that you can do it wherever you want, the fact that you make it simple, I think that helps.
And ideally, it should be enjoyable. So if you're frustrated and can't figure out what you're supposed to do, that's certainly not enjoyable. And you don't want to leave the gym more stressed out than when you got there.
Absolutely. So how many politicians have you seen working out when you're doing your workout in D.C., when you're outside?
I honestly haven't seen any.
Really?
I think they all sort of stay on Capitol Hill, and I tend to stay away from that area, so I haven't seen any.
Been to any Smithsonians lately?
I actually was. I'm trying to remember which one I went to last week.
That's so cool.
I'm drawing a complete blank. There are so many, though, and it's great because they're free in D.C., so it's nice to just go in and walk through them. I love that it's free. And the cafe in the American history one is so good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You've been there. I have. I've been to almost all of the cafes in the museums, and yeah, that's a good one. What's another good one? The Sculpture Garden's nice. They don't have a cafe necessarily, but it's a nice place to sit and eat outside when the weather's nice. That's probably my favorite. Oh, any tips about food while we're talking about food for people? Any basic eating? Yeah, I would say my 2 favorite tips are to, one, before you eat anything, drink water, because a lot of times you think you're hungry and really you're just thirsty, so you'll have a glass of water and you won't be hungry anymore.
Okay.
And the second one is to eat a vegetable also before you eat anything else. So it doesn't have to be a whole salad. It can be a bowl of vegetable soup or a few carrots, just something so you're not starting off your meal with steak and pasta and potatoes. So you want to try to fill up at least a little bit with healthy foods before you get into what you might normally eat.
So that will help you control your portions.
Exactly. And then if you can carry snacks with you, that's great too. So again, if you find yourself out, maybe you're stuck in the car on your way home from work and you don't have any food, so you think, I'll go through McDonald's. But if you have some almonds or carrot sticks or string cheese with you, then you can probably wait until you get home and make a better choice.
Excellent tips. Wow. Well, Shay De Silva, thank you for being on the show. The website is fastfitnesstogo.com.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
It was great, and I'm going to try a plank on my couch, and next time I'm just sitting there watching the Olympics.
Well, you have to let me know how that goes.
I'll fall into and if I fall, I just fall into the couch, and then I'm laying down.
Exactly.
And then it's all wonderful. Okay.
You should take a photo of yourself doing that and post that on your site.
No pictures. No, yeah. No, that'll be good. That'll be a good podcast picture of me in the couch, being eaten up by my couch. People
I can't wait to see it.
As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Well, the picture is not of me being eaten up by a couch, but it is of Shay De Silva doing a plank on her side and showing off. How can you do that? That's like so tricky. I can't do that. But maybe if I follow her tips, I will someday be able to do it myself. Maybe. I have such faith in myself. But you can check that picture out. It's right there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-.com, and you can see what Shay looks like. Because I know you're curious. You're curious, and it killed the cat, so be careful with that. That's my other self-help tip for you today. Mike, I want to tell y'all that I think I could do a plank too. Let's see you do a plank. All right. Ow, ow, ow. Ouch, what are you doing? Hitting y'all across the head with a plank. I don't think that's what a plank is. All right, so tomorrow we will bring you the return of the segment WOW SCHATZ WOW. Plus, we will hear from the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Marcus, I will wait for you. It tastes like strawberries.
Oh, I think those are good for you. I think Shay De Silva would approve of those, actually.
Good, Mike. I'm watching one of her videos right now.
You're watching an episode of I Love Lucy.
Oh.
You work out to I Love Lucy?
I love it when she eats the little chocolates.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good workout.
I'll do what I want.
Oh, good.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
Holding a miner's lamp is fun.